Hello, ladies. I'm so excited to bring my very first marriage and relationship workshop with you on a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, which is soulful ways to connect with your husband. For so long, my page has been mostly about health and wellness, which is still a huge part of my life. But there's always been this deeper part of me that has wanted to talk about marriage, relationships, and spiritual connection because those are all the things that are so meaningful and they're big parts of my life that have shaped me. James and I have been together for over 20 years, and we've been through a lot from seasons of disconnection and resentment to finding our way back to true partnership, peace, and passion that we have today. So, if you've ever felt like roommates or like two ships sailing in opposites directions, and you feel like roommates instead of lovers, or if you feel like the spark has just left, it's gone somewhere along the way, you're in the right place because this new chapter for me is all about helping couples and women reignite their connection, not by doing more and trying harder, but by shifting the energy between you guys. And so I'm so glad you're here and that we can dive into this topic together. I've been sharing some content about James and I and our nighttime routine. So I decided to put together 10 tips, like real life things that we do every day to connect with each other outside of Netflix, guys. Because I don't know about you, but Netflix, first of all, it does not put me in the mood. If there is going to be any intimacy that night, Netflix will kill it for me. So it's fun to get into a show and you can bond over like the excitement of like, binge watching something. We've totally been there. We just finished season 2 of Nobody Wants This, and it was so good. And we do love that excitement, but it can't be your only way of connecting. So let's get into this. Um, in introduction, in today's fast paced world, it's essential for couples to reconnect and foster deep bonds. These mindful evening rituals offer an opportunity for peace, intimacy, and joy without those screens. So the very first one is my favorite, and it's something I'm very connected to, the sound bath and breath work. Now, this is something you could either attend a live event and do this together, but if we're talking about bringing it to the home, there are so many YouTube videos. You can just put sound healing. You could even put sound healing for couples or breath work for couples. Lay down. We have like a little light projector, and I am going to create a little Amazon list of all the things that we use for our ambiance, like incense, candle holders, things like that. Um, but even getting your own sound bowl would be cool. But if you just want to lie there, get in a comfortable space, put your projector, your light projectors, you can light candles, incense. I'm going to be repeating that a lot because ambiance is so important. But you guys can do an actual breath work ceremony together or do a sound bath together. It is so relaxing. And when you wake up from these different practices, you guys can just be more connected and talk about like where you went and how peaceful you felt. And it's just a really beautiful thing to do as a couple. And it just really creates a nice mood for you guys. Okay, the second one is a cacao ceremony. I don't know if you have cacao or if you've gotten into it, but cacao is considered like a sacred or a very, they use it in different cultures for ceremony to like connect with your heart. And so you want to make sure and get ceremonial grade cacao. I have a link for the one that I use, but you can also just look like on Amazon. Not all of them are created equally. So definitely look out for my recommendation. But my favorite recipe is just to put a little bit. If you have one of those frothers, I love them, like the heating ones. If not, you can like warm up your own milk and froth it. But I love putting a little bit of cacao, maple syrup. I put that warm froth milk on top. Top it with cinnamon, and it is so delicious. And both of you just sitting there with the cacao, you could look up like a cacao ceremony ritual and do it together. But there's something about knowing that this is like a healing ceremonial like thing that people do that just brings you together. You can do this also with like a hot tea or a coffee if you want, but it's just about sitting together with something warm and nourishing and just bonding together over that. Okay, number 3 is sauna and or bath ritual. Now, I know that not everyone has access to a sauna. I never imagined that James and I would ever have a sauna because we love a sauna, but about like in 2020 they kind of started making these things more accessible, like the sauna and the cold plunges. and making them for people to be able to buy them in their homes. Guys, this is something that you need to absolutely put on your bucket list because the bonding that we do, this nighttime ritual of going in the sauna, is so sacred to us. We love it. And it has definitely brought our marriage closer. It's just something that we do. But if you can't have a sauna, if you don't have access to like a co-ed sauna, they do sell some on Amazon. They're like $150, and I would absolutely save up. It's something that you guys could do together. And then they have like the blow up. If you don't have a jacuzzi, they have the blow up ones. Again, these are things that are worth the investment for your marriage to be able to bond at night. So these are like my two favorites. Okay, the next one is a meditation, a couple's meditation. Now, I did a poll on my Instagram a few days ago, and most of you said you have never meditated together. A few of you said that you want to. And so, this is something that I recommend. James and I sometimes will be like, hey, you want to go meditate? Again, we'll set the ambiance with a projector, candles, incense, and we will either do a guided meditation through an app. We love the Insight Timer app, or you can just look up YouTube for guided meditations. But just the act, like this is something that you're going to do together. You create that ambiance, you go, you set it up, and you do this. And again, some of these night rituals, I know that we're tired at the end of the day. They don't have to be these like long hour things, but this could just be like 15 minutes for you guys to do something that you can connect to each other with. It's such a beautiful practice. Okay, next one is relationship check-in. It's so easy to just kind of again be two ships sailing in different directions and not really connect with your partner. So I put together a few questions that you guys could ask yourselves, and again, just sit down, have this time. You can even both bring like a notebook with you and be like, all right, let's have a relationship check-in and ask each other these questions. So what made you feel loved or appreciated this week? Is there anything on your heart that you've been holding back from sharing? How can I better support you right now, emotionally, mentally, or physically? What's something fun or intimate we can do together this week to reconnect? And are we giving our relationship enough attention, or do we need to create more space for us? So, this is so beautiful, you guys. You have to check in because it is so easy like this to get disconnected with your partner. I was sick for a week and I had to be quarantined. I was downstairs sleeping on the couch. James and the boys were up here. And I swear, after that week, I felt like, who are you? Like, I felt so disconnected from my husband. And that was just a week of really not connecting. And I'm telling you, it can happen so quick. So if it's been months, if it has just been a long time that you guys have not really sat and checked in with the relationship, it's time to do it. All right. The next one is a new one for James and I, the Oracle cards or reflection card pool. I can recommend the ones, again, I'm putting together this Amazon list that I have been loving. But again, you set the ambiance and we just pull our cards. We talk about our futures. We dream. Like, this is one that we do all the time. And we'll share, like, oh, look, babe, like, look at what this says. And of course, because I used to be super religious, I was never really into this thing. But even if you're like a hardcore Christian, I think that you can get into oracle cards. There's nothing that I would say is like offensive to the spirit, at least not the ones that I'm bringing in. It's like messages from different like ancestors or like people in history that have been known to just be spiritual guides. And it's just so beautiful. I would not be afraid if you've never gotten into it. But I know it was a new thing for me. So I'm just putting that out there in case it's something new for you too. But I've really loved this practice. If you're feeling a little like, oh, I just like, I need a break and like where my mind is going. I need to just like switch up my mindset. Like together, you guys can go and pull these cards, and it's awesome. Okay, this one is one of my favorites, and James and I spent a lot of time outside, connecting under the stars in nature. We are outside a lot, and we just love it. We live across from, there's like a little island with a waterfall. We love being out there and hearing the waterfall and just like seeing the sun, the moon and the stars. And it's just such a beautiful thing. You can go out on your grass and lay out a blanket, light a fire, just listen to music, lay in a hammock. I'm dying to get my hammock back. I lost it, but a hammock together, just something that creates closeness in nature. It's one of my faves. All right. The next one may be a little different, and maybe you've never done this, but it's mirror gazing. And this is where you guys look into each other's eyes, and you can just pause the video if you want to try this one, where you set the space, you ground your energy, you make gentle eye contact, and you basically just like stare each other in the eyes. And this could go on for anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes. It could be a little uncomfortable, but what you're doing is exchanging energy. As you're looking into each other's eyes, you're thinking about how much you appreciate them, how much you love them, and you just transfer that energy. You see them, you look at them for who they are, and you're just radiating and just like giving like connection and love and acceptance. It's such a beautiful thing. James and I don't do this very often, but when we do, it's really special. Okay, this is a new oh wait, sorry. Gratitude and journaling together. Okay, this one is good too. I'm going to say this one is good to all of them because, again, these are the practices that we do. But I put out 3 prompts that you guys could write down together. And again, this is kind of like the relationship check-in, but you guys can write things that you're very grateful. What are some of the things that your partner did to make you feel supported and loved? And these could just be things that you can express to each other so that you can continue doing these things. So you could just write like, I was really appreciative when you folded my laundry, or you gave the kids a ride when I usually do, and you stepped up to the plate. Like, expressing gratitude is going to bring you guys closer. Okay, last one. Candlelight slow stretches or dancing together. The other day, James and I, we were home alone. Both boys were at soccer, and we put on the Gypsy Kings. And it's like this soft, like, I got to play it for you. Well, let me not play it in case it's a YouTube infringement, but it is just this like flamenco guitar, Spanish guitar song. And we were just dancing in the kitchen. And guys, after 20 years, it just still made my heart pitter patter. It was so just nice to just connect in that way and dance. And ever since we kind of like woke that up, we try to dance more often. The other day, we were just like bored one night and we started salsa dancing on our balcony. That was so much fun because James and I once took salsa classes. And it was just fun to just do that, to laugh, to connect in that way. And it only has to be like 1 or 2 songs, but it's just the act of doing it together. Now, the slow stretch could be again creating the ambiance and just like doing slow stretches together, maybe grabbing each other's hands and pulling each other. It's so just again another way to just connect in a different way. So, in conclusion, guys, that's James and I on the beach overlooking the sunset, one of my favorite things to do. And I didn't include that because I wanted to do all things from the home, but I love going to watch the sunset. It just brings out this romance. And over here on the West Coast, we get epic sunsets. So I definitely take advantage of that. But I just want to encourage you to turn off your screen and prioritize meaning and connection. Choose one of the tips that I suggested and embrace the beauty of togetherness in your nightly routine. And then reach out and tell me all about it, which one you chose. I would love to hear more about it. So, guys, thank you so much for listening. This is something that I really have wanted to talk about, like I said. And so I have something really special coming soon. I've been dying to tell you about it, but I created something called Magnetic Marriage, and it's going to be a brand new, longer workshop and audio course that I created to help women reconnect with their partners and to reignite that spark within you, bring back peace and passion into your marriage. And so many women are doing everything in their homes or careers and families, yet you still feel so disconnected from the person that you're supposed to love the most. So I know all too well about that feeling, guys. I've been in times of my relationship where there was resentment and emotional distance between us. I just didn't feel like a team. We're going to be talking more about that, but the constant giving and not really feeling supported, um, even though my husband helped me a lot, there were some resentments that I had to work through, to just be able to accept his help. And that has a lot to do with the feminine and masculine energies, which we will be talking about in the Magnetic Marriage course. And so it's exactly why I created it, to show you how to shift your energy and not to, radically change your personality. You're still going to be the same you, but you're going to feel more desired, connected, and deeply supported again with the tools that I'm going to be bringing you, the tools that I use every day in my marriage and that I have been applying over the last 20 years to get us to this beautiful place that we're in right now. So the waitlist is officially open. I'm going to have a form, and you're just fill out your name. You'll be the first to know when it comes out, and you'll also get some like extra bonuses for signing up and being on the wait list. But if a marriage reset is something that you have been asking and wanting for, I cannot wait to walk you through this and share this with you. So thank you so much for joining me in this workshop. I'd love to hear your feedback, which one you love the most, and if you're excited to hear more about this topic from me. Thank you guys. Bye bye.